Hello traders, this is Leading Forex YouTube channel, and today we present to you another forecast into this week's Forex market. That is what we do on this channel, and our aim is to help you know the best entry points and how to position yourself in the Forex market in the coming week. So this week, which begins 17th to 22nd November, we are here to give you an insight, a forecast as to what to expect with some currencies, indices, and metals. So if this is your first time listening to this podcast, I will entreat you to stick and stay and listen to this podcast to the end. But before we start with this week's forecast, let's look at what happened to our forecast that we gave last week on this channel. But I will please beg of you, like I always say, when you listen to this podcast, the forecast we are giving you is not 100% done deal. And so we will plead with you to try this on demo if this is your first time. If you want to also know the nitty-gritty of what to do with our forecast, we have a Telegram page that you can join. And you can find the link to the Telegram page on the description of this podcast. I guess you will like the background. I'm actually in one of the national parks in Ghana, specifically in Oti region of Ghana. The national park is known as Chabobo National Park. I like nature, and so coming to sit in the deep forest to see things for myself refreshes the memory and the mind. So without much ado, let's look at what happened in the Forex market to our forecast last week, which was on the 9th November to 15th November. We gave four forecasts. Two currencies and then two indices. And the currencies were USD JPY. We gave a sell forecast. And then AUD NZD. We gave a sell forecast. And then Nasdaq, we gave a sell forecast. And then S&P 500, we gave a sell forecast. We need to look at that, and the review of that will give us an insight and ideas as to what to do with this week's podcast or forecast. So last week, S&P 500 was sitting at 3092.08 as at the time the market closed last week. And then USD JPY was also sitting at 109.184 as at the time the market closed. AUD NZD was sitting at 1.08371 as at the time the market closed. And the price of Nasdaq was sitting at 8252.50 as at the time the market closed last week. Now, we gave a forecast that S&P 500 will go sell, USD JPY will go sell, AUD NZD will go sell, Nasdaq will go sell. Now, let's see what actually happened. On the Monday, all these trades, all these forecasts went on sale. And let's see how long the sell position went. We actually said last week that S&P 500 and Nasdaq should be given a maximum of 300 pips as your TP. And then USD JPY and AUD NZD should be given a maximum of 100 pips as TP. Let's see what happened. Let's begin with S&P 500. S&P 500 was a sell. That was our forecast. At the end of the trading week, which was on the 15th of November, this is what happened. S&P 500 came down, actually went on a sell. And the last time S&P 500 went sell for last week was at a price of 3075.48. So the market closed and opened at a price of 3092.08 and then went sell up to a maximum of or a price of 3075.48. So when you do the subtraction, you would realize that S&P 500 only went sell for a maximum of 174 pips. 174 pips. So that was how low S&P 500 went sell. And then it retraced back up. S&P 500 went sell for 174 pips and then retraced back buy. So I don't know how much or how many pips you would have gone for. Actually, we gave a 300 pips target as your TP, but it only went 174. So assuming you decided to even demo trade this for just 100 pips or 150 pips, you would have actually made some profit. Now let's look at USDJPY. USDJPY was at a price of 109.231, and then we forecasted a sell signal. Yes, USDJPY went to sell and went to sell up to a price of 108.233. 108.233. So USDJPY actually went sell for 99 pips. If you do the deduction, that would have been 99 pips that that trade made. So 99 pips from that forecast. Actually, we forecasted 100 pips as a target, but it went 99 pips. And then AUDNZD was sitting at a price of 1.08371. Before the week ended, AUDNZD came low or went sell up to a point of 1.06048. And so AUDNZD went sell for 232 pips. 232 pips. We gave a forecast of 100 pips, but this trade doubled and went 232 pips. So that would have been 100% win. Yes. And then Nasdaq. Nasdaq was sitting at a price of 8252.50. And then it came down for a sell or went low up to a point of 8199.80. 8199.80. So when you calculate the difference, that is 527 pips difference. We actually forecasted 300 pips, and Nasdaq went down or went sell for 527 pips before later on it retraced. So whoever entered Nasdaq for 300 pips would have hit TP because it went down 527 pips. So I don't know how you would have traded our forecast, whether you would have targeted more or less, or exactly what we gave. Any which way, you would have made some gains. So with that much ado, let's look at this week's forecast. Now, this week, we are still going to look at 4 trades. We are going to give 4 trades. But before we give those 4 trades, I want to say that USD, Euro, and GBP have something very interesting to share. So let's look at those things first before we go with the currency pairs. Now, USD is getting weak and weak every day. With current data and news surrounding USD, it's actually not good for USD. And so I am forecasting that this week USD is going to get weaker because recession is almost happening in the US. And what I mean by recession has to do with low productivity. Low productivity is actually happening in the US. And so USD is getting weaker and weaker. And this week, and not just this week, from now to the end of this year to the early part of next year, USD is going to suffer. Yes, it is actually a greater forecast I'm giving on USD. Now on Euro, as it stands, if USD is going to get weaker this week and the coming months and early into next year, then that means that Euro against USD is actually going to be on the up move. I hope you get a scenario. So Euro is gradually gathering the momentum to go up against USD. And not just against USD, but against some other currency pairs. But the momentum is on the low move. It is actually now crawling. So we hope that before this year ends, 2019 ends, Euro will gather the momentum to move up. And then GBP. GBP remains on sideways as it stands. When you look at GBP pairs across board, you will see that most of them are consolidating. For instance, GBP, AUD, GBP, JPY, GBP, NZD, and the rest are all on the consolidation phase. When you put your chart on the daily chart, you will see that there's no specific direction as it stands now for GBP. It keeps going up and coming down, swinging up and down. So that is on a strong consolidation phase, because GBP as it remains is just being hooked up by the current elections pending. And due to the political uncertainty, especially the elections coming up, makes GBP stagnant with no specific direction. So you really have to watch out for GBP. But in general, GBP is going to get weak because of this elections uncertainty. GBP is going to get weak within this week and possibly this month up to the end of 2019. I mean December. So GBP, Euro, and USD, I'm sure I've given you enough information about this currency pairs. So looking into the future, if you are a trader who would like to trade this three currency pairs, USD, Euro, and GBP, then I may suggest that USD against JPY is still going to make a sell, because JPY is going to actually beat USD because of USD's uncertainty, especially the recession. So JPY, yes, has been on the down move and will continue that down move. The same way with Euro USD. USD is still going to get weak, and so Euro will have the upper hand. And again, if you want to trade metals, then you must take note. If USD is getting weaker, then it means gold, for instance, is going to be on the higher side. Gold is going to be on the higher side from now to the end of this year and the early months of 2020. Gold is actually going to be on the higher side because of the weakness of USD. And if USD is getting weak, then it means some stocks are going to get weaker. Because whenever USD is weak, stocks fall. And whenever the stocks fall, then you know that USD is getting weaker. So S&P 500 is still going to fall. Yes, S&P 500 is still going to fall. And the Nasdaq is still going to fall. Although Nasdaq looks a bit up. But when you look at Nasdaq and S&P 500 on the monthly chart, I want you to flip your chart to the monthly chart and look at S&P 500 and Nasdaq. You will see that there is a strong formation of an M. Looks like an M about to form. We've already had the first and second leg of the M. We are only left with the down leg. All right? I guess you'll be able to figure out what I'm saying. So an M formation there is about to happen. And if an M formation is about to happen, then the down leg of the M is about to take place. That means the last M, the last leg of the M, which is the right. If you look at the right side, so the M must form. So it means S&P 500 and Nasdaq will fall because of the weakness of USD. So if this information is enough for you, then you must be on the lookout for when to sell S&P 500 and then when to sell Nasdaq. But for me, I think it is time to sell S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Yes, it is time. So if you are looking for the best time, for me, I think this is the best time. So let's see how this forecast will go this week. So S&P 500, this week we are giving a forecast of 1,000 pips. S&P 500 sell, and we are targeting 1,000 pips. Currently, S&P 500 is sitting at 3119.68. 3119.68. And so we are targeting 1,000 pips. Nasdaq is currently sitting at 8315.20. 8315.20. Nasdaq is sitting at that price. And we are forecasting a sell from this week upwards. So Nasdaq, we are targeting 1,000 pips for Nasdaq too. 1,000 pips for Nasdaq, 1,000 pips for S&P 500. So do your calculation. But please, don't risk your money yet. Try this on demo, especially if this is your first time listening to my forecast. And then when you begin to gather your own experience from this forecast, I'm sure it will help you to know what to do and how much to target. Okay? So S&P 500 sell, Nasdaq sell with a maximum TP of 1,000 pips each. 1,000 pips each. So that will be 2,000 pips there. Now, GBP CAD and then Euro GBP will be our currencies for this week. Our currencies for this week will be GBP CAD and then Euro GBP. Generally, we are expecting GBP to fall this week. But that doesn't mean that across board GBP is going to fall to all currencies. We only look at some currencies that are in the best position to sell. And that is GBP CAD is in the best position to sell for this week. GBP CAD is currently sitting at 1.70585. So we are targeting GBP CAD sell as a forecast this week. And we want to target 200 pips. 200 pips. That is what we want to target for GBP CAD. 200 pips. So do the calculation. Currently the price is at 1.70585. And then we are also going to target Euro GBP as a buy for this week. Euro GBP as a buy for this week. And currently Euro GBP is sitting at 0.85649. 0.85649. Let's go for a buy for Euro GBP. And also with the Euro GBP, let's target 100 pips, okay? Let's target 100 pips. So in all, we are expecting 2,300 pips from this forecast. S&P 500 sell with a target of 1,000 pips. Nasdaq sell with a target of 1,000 pips. GBP CAD sell with a target of 200 pips. Euro GBP buy with a target of 100 pips. So in all, that will be 2,300 pips for this week. Please, like I said earlier, if today is your first time, make sure you try this on demo. And even if today is not your first time, try this on demo. At least from now to the end of this year. And sometimes when I say from now to the end of this year, it's less than 2 months. And so one will be like, what will I be doing? Or why will I be demo trading for almost 2 months? Please do not rush in the forex business. Forex needs patience. And if you have patience to actually backtest a trading strategy, that is what will help you to become successful. If you can go to school for 2-3 years to graduate as a professional in a field, then demo trading for just a month or two shouldn't be a problem, because you are now learning. You are now trying out a certain strategy being exposed on YouTube. So do not be in a hurry to put your hard-earned money into test. Try it on demo, okay? As a professional, do not be in a hurry to make money in Forex. And I'm sure you understand me. If trying this forecast on demo for a period of now to December will be a worry to you, or will make you feel like I don't have that time, then I'm sorry. Then I guess you don't actually know what you are looking for. Because you have been in school for 2-3 years to become a professional. How many years do doctors spend in school in order to become doctors? Some go as long as 7 years, 5 years to graduate as a doctor. Nurses go maximum 4 years. To graduate from any university, you need sometime a maximum of 4 years to get your first degree. To get your master's or whatever top-up course you are doing, sometimes needs 1 year to be able to acquire that certificate. If that is true, then why would you be in a hurry and cannot have patience to demonstrate Forex for a period of at least 1 or 2 months or 3 months before you even begin with your hard-earned money? Please don't be in haste. I have been in Forex for 3 years now, and I'm now beginning to see the headway. Yes. So do not rush it. Take your time and demonstrate something and rehearse, practice something to perfection before you begin to invest your hard-earned money. That doesn't mean that I'm scaring you away from Forex. No, I'm not scaring you away from Forex. I just wanted to create an analogy that will help you to understand what we are doing. Maybe you heard that Forex makes money quick or gives money quick. Yes, it is true. But it is not the way to make money or wealth quickly. It is actually working for those who have taken the hard time to learn and to study and to test strategies. They are really making it that way. But not someone who just heard it today and tomorrow begins to risk his or her money. No, you will lose it. So this is the forecast for this week. Enough. I have said enough. All right. All I want you to do is to try this on demo. Keep trying on demo. And if this is your first time, subscribe to this YouTube channel because we have more things coming up. And those who listened to last week's forecast, please write down your experience on the video. Share your experience with us. We want to know what happened and what you feel and what you think. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up or give it a like. If you don't like it too, do the same. If you have a question, please, you can join our Telegram page. And then you can be able to reach out to us and share whatever is bothering you. Or better still, you can leave your comment on this podcast. And I will definitely give a response to your question or your comment. So, this is the forecast for this week, which begins 17th November to 22nd November. I wish you all the best. And the fact that I asked for 1,000 pip TP for S&P 500 and Nasdaq doesn't mean you should do same. You can choose to go 500. You can choose to go even 100. You can choose to go 300. That is your decision to take. That is what I mean by practicing. If GBP card, I'm forecasting 200 pips. You can try 100 pips. You can try 50 pips. You can try whatever pips. That is what we call practice. Euro GBP, buy. And I'm forecasting 100 pips. You can give 50 pips, 30 pips, 70 pips. That will be your decision. Forex trading can only be successful if you practice and you have patience to try out different strategies and get the best out. This is the forecast Leading Forex has for you this week. Make sure you join our Telegram page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, leave your comments. Until then, I will see you at the end of this week, and then we shall come your way with another forecast for the following week. All the best. Grab the pips, make the money.